Hello folks. Got a package. This package is from a gentleman named Robert Bernardo. He, I believe at a fairly nominal cost, sent my friend Brad Hansen a package. Well, so this doesn't belong to me. This belongs to Brad Hansen, my friend, basically. What he wants to do is he wants to have an Amiga 500 with some sort of hard drive ability. So this is part of it, for which I myself will be providing most of the other part. Basically, I still have a couple of motherboards left over from a previous video series that I did where I bought 4 broken A500 motherboards, and so I still have a couple of those left over, and Brad wanted to buy one from me and he wanted me to hook him up. I don't have any case or anything, but so this gentleman sent Brad a case. Normally what you want to do is sort of separate items a little bit, but with packing material. Try to keep them from sliding around too much. This gentleman said that that there were keys missing. There's definitely no number on this, or letter. What is that? C or something? And there's a couple keys here that are kind of chewed up, but this is actually kind of technically a complete keyboard. Brad told me that he was going to get a keyboard that was incomplete, so that's good. And then the gentleman sent a case, so that's really all I needed. I mean, I have the motherboard, A500 1.2 ROM, no extra memory. We have a damage to the outside case there, and we have an Amiga motherboard the guy said he robbed parts out of. I was expecting there to be nothing on this motherboard, but everything is, including an 8372 fatter Agnes. Wow, and this is a Rev 6. I'm sure it doesn't work, so that's going to be part of this series, but this was set as a kind of a free thing. It doesn't work. You know, I would imagine some of the chips have been swapped out for bad ones, and some of these are bad. We'll find out. So part of this video series is going to be me checking this motherboard out, and if there's something wrong with it, I'll do a video on the repair of that. It's got an A501. Actually, this is a different one. This is Spirit. Yeah. I've never actually had one of these before, but it does have the battery and it has the leakage from it. Because the leakage here looks minimal. It's see how close I can get. Let's make it a little darker. See, yeah, there we go. Yeah, so I mean the leakage is on the board, but it's the corrosion, it's very limited. And you know what's cool about this is the memory is all, everything's in sockets. That's pretty cool. So that'll be really easy to diagnose if I had any trouble with that. This isn't, I'm thinking like, what is this? It actually says RTC right on it. So it's the real-time clock chip. You know, he even sent the EMI shield. It's got all the covers on it. I mean, probably just charging for the postage as far as I know. Maybe a little bit more, but still, well worth it, right? So let's put all this stuff out here. But this is mine. Cool, huh? I get to keep part of this. This is my payment. I'm losing a motherboard and I'm gaining one, I guess. So there it is. A fairly complete A500. So Brad is buying at my cost, of course, from me, a power supply, excuse me, a power supply, a mouse, I think. I forget what it is. Power supply, a mouse, the motherboard. Maybe that's it. I don't know. But so when I'm done with this, it'll be a complete A500 with all the standard accessories with it. Oh yeah, and a floppy drive. Yeah, I have an Amiga, I think I have a couple Amiga 500 floppy drives that I'm going to be putting in here. And it looks like I need the hardware. There's no screws in here at all. I actually found those Torx bit self-tapper screws that I'll go ahead and put in here to make it look authentic anyway. So yeah, anyway, that's the unboxing, and we'll see you soon. Okay, here is the motherboard I plan to provide my friend with, and we're just going to make sure all of our devices are working correctly. Known good motherboard. Okay, so we have a GoTech and I have Amiga test kit ready to go. Alright, so we're good there. Forgot to plug the keyboard in. Let's see what's going on with this keyboard. We've had our share of issues with keyboards here. Well, the LED is kind of dim, but it is working. Okay. F1, escape, F2. Here we go. Let's just test the keys. I wonder why that's off to the side like it is. Horizontal position. Maybe it's, yeah. This TV just doesn't do that resolution very well. This is probably going to be the best one. There. And this does go a little low for some reason on the screen. I think it's probably because it's PAL. But obviously you can move it up. But I like to leave it like that so that I can tell that it's PAL. And if I do switch to an NTSC machine, it doesn't go too high. Anyway, so let's see here. It's weird the way Brad, my friend, told me that this keyboard was missing keys. It's not really missing any keys. The C key is not labeled, but by the way, these two missing, that's a UK keyboard if I'm not mistaken. This keyboard is obviously US, North America I should say. And these keys seem to be working pretty well. Let's change over. So the good news is that we don't really have to do anything besides clean this keyboard. Oh, another thing I wanted to try was I wanted to try this memory expansion. I should do that while I have Yeah, and this is a Spirit Technologies 512 memory expansion, I guess, and real-time clock. Crusty real-time clock. Yeah, come on, there we go. You can only see what I'm doing in the reflection, huh? But that's okay. Kickstart memory scan. It's got slow memory. It does detect the slow memory. So I guess that probably works, other than needing a battery replacement. So this looks pretty good. So far everything's working. Now it's time to test the motherboard. Well, I'm not used to this. Things working. I'm used to having parts come in that are bad. This motherboard is definitely not guaranteed to work. It was not even part of the deal. The guy threw it in. It's pretty dusty. I guess we'll do a little shake to make sure we don't have... Let's see. I'm just taking a look underneath to make sure there's nothing sticking. Oh yes, and of course, unknown motherboard with my power supply. I don't really want to blow the power supply, so we're just going to check resistance on the voltage rails. Okay. The floppy connector. So the two outside pins are going to be 5 volts and 12 volts. I think this one's 5 volts. It's coming up at 30 mega ohms. And the one over here is the one that rises slowly up to 120 ohms, roughly. So there's a capacitor there. And the two middle ones are going to be 0 ohms because they're going to be ground. Grounds are in the middle. Okay, yeah. I'm reasonably certain about the that there's no dead shorts in this thing. Let's just hook it up with power and video only and see what happens. See, that's a good sign. The case said 1.2 ROMs. I should say it's 1.3, yeah. I was going to say the NEC chips, I don't think you're going to find any NEC chips with 1.2 on it. They didn't start using NEC until after that. So, just checking for anything warm. I mean, this guy hooked us up. Just this guy, Robert Bernardo, hooked us up. And we know the keyboard works, and we know the GoTech works. There's pin 1, there it is. Wait, no, it's over here. See, the floppy connector has a 1 on both sides, but the one over here is for the power, and the one over here is for the floppy. I can't, that has screwed me up at least a half a dozen times. It doesn't harm the floppy drive or the motherboard to plug the cable in backwards. What's nice about the GoTech is if you have the ribbon cable backwards, it actually gives you an error message in the LCD saying bad floppy or cable reversed, which is cool. I really like that. I mean, what can you say? This thing works. I don't see any threaded areas where the screws go into that are broken. The only thing I see wrong is this right here. So let's give you a closer look at it. So there's a remaining piece here, but that piece is completely gone and half of this is gone. But yeah, something went and hit that. And all this other stuff, I can get every single other blemish and stain off of this thing. Anyway, so yeah, I don't have anything to do here but clean, so I'm not sure I'll continue this video, but if I find out anything interesting, I'll certainly turn the camera back on. And okay, so the one thing that Brad wanted was he needed a floppy drive. I have one, thought I had more than one, but I only have one Amiga floppy drive. I know I discarded one before I was keeping everything. Now I kind of hoard everything, even the broken stuff. But yeah. Anyway, I got two standoffs there. So we're just going to test this drive. Right this way. I have plenty of PC drives that I've modified to work on Amigas as double density drives, but I don't have it's going to be my last one. That's okay. I exclusively use GoTechs anyway. By the way, I sell these in my eBay store. They work great. Floppies are dying. They're slowly dying. And anyway, so I have some test floppies. Typhoon Thompson on a double density. Try that. And that's actually a mouse game. So that's good. No, yeah. Sorry, I don't have audio hooked up. Let me at least plug the mouse in. And then we'll try another. Floppy disks frustrate me so much because you don't know if it's the disk or the drive, and a lot of times you assume it's the drive and it turns out to be the disk, and I've gone back and forth and spent hours and hours trying to diagnose problems that I thought might have been on the drive, but it turns out the disk that used to work doesn't work anymore. It worked the last time I used it, which was yesterday or whatever. It's kind of ridiculous. So, you know, I think I'm really doing a disservice by not having the audio on. So I'm going to plug it in. There we go. Okay. So, getting pretty confident about this. I'm not going to make you sit through all of this, but it's always cool to watch an Amiga load some floppy disks. I certainly don't do it every day. So I'm pretty satisfied with the floppy drive. And there's going to be some mods I'll be doing to this Amiga. in future videos before I give it back to Brad. But for now, we're going to just, in this video, we're just going to clean the motherboard real quick. The motherboard's in pretty good condition. I don't even think I'll bother with alcohol. I'll just basically dust it off with a dry with a dry toothbrush. But everything looks like it's in really good shape. And then we'll just assemble it and test it again. The keyboard, you know, the keyboard needs a good cleaning. You know, but it really isn't, I've seen much worse, you know. You know, this is going to be a quick video, but the follow-up videos will be more interesting in the fact that we're going to do a ROM switcher. We're going to give him 1 meg of chip RAM, and he's going to be sending me an accelerator, I believe, that fits into the 68,000 processor that includes, I don't remember which one it is that he said he had, but it includes the compact flash hard drive so that the thing will boot up. It'll basically turn this into, I wouldn't say an Amiga 1200, but you know, a very high accelerated Amiga 2000, I would guess. Yeah, so let's get started on finishing this. I'm actually going to use glass cleaner to clean the keys because it doesn't leave a residue. So we'll see how well it works, but make sure to blow this off thoroughly when we're done to remove any moisture. Now it's time to wash the case. I have other videos of washing the case. Basically, I mean, there's some smudges and mars on here. These will all come right off with Mr. Clean's Magic Eraser. And obviously I'm going to need a toothbrush to come into here, but I'm going to do it in this in the sink. It'll be much easier. Now we have a little bit of Dawn soap left in here that I've added water to. A Mr. Clean Magic Eraser. Yeah, so this is a good one here. You know, that's actually it's all pretty good example. So I'm gonna first just, I guess I should just rinse it off first. Hold on. Get everything wet, get the dust off. Okay. You can see that okay? So, looks like some of that might have come off already. Just saturating the sponge with my soapy, watery concoction. And we'll see. So this is like a mar, you know, not a scratch. It's not deep into the plastic. We have something there, and then along the top of this, we've got this little piece here. And we're going to see it slowly disappear. I mean, you can't clean that with, you know, just a rag or a sponge. But what this is this is a very, very light abrasive. And you can apply as little or as much pressure as you want to get the job done. So that one is just about gone. And we have something on top of here, which, because it's on the corner, it's going to come off real fast. Well, maybe not so fast, but it's looking pretty good. Right? And whatever that was over here was just something that was spilled on it or something. So, but you can see, you know, what kind of a difference we made. Let's go ahead and just scrub out this logo here. Give it a wipe. And yeah, looks pretty good, right? Ew. What is that? Ew. Finally. Just putting the standoffs on the bottom of the drive here. Finally found some screws that are correct. Standard drive screws, M3. And yeah, this part here. I don't even know why this was taken off. It's actually got a... I don't know if I've ever taken this part off before. Somebody did. One of the tabs is... Oh, make it 2 of the tabs are broken off. Nope, 3 of them. Well, I'm not having that flop around in there, so forget it. Go. Yeah, we're getting close. I just had it plugged in because I was testing the floppy drive one more time. Okay. That's right. And last little piece, which looks like I need to maybe clean it, but for now, is that the way it goes? Yeah. That's it. We got a refurbished Amiga. What's that you say? You want to test it one last time? Make sure we're still plugged in the audio here. The speaker a little bit closer to the camera, and alright, so it should be good. We got the disc in there. Okay. So for now, thanks for watching. I think the very next video we might do is the ROM switcher. I have a neat way of making a ROM switcher, a DIY ROM switcher. And also we're going to have the accelerator that Brad owns, and we're going to install that and demo that for you. And we'll see how it fits over the ROM switcher and it doesn't interfere with it. Oh, and one more video about this, I suppose. We're going to replace the battery, and we're going to install it in there and do the mod for giving this 1 meg of chip RAM, because it already has an 8372 Agnes. So anyway, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.